Okay, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be showing you the power of healing in Dokkan Battle, aka the Revenge ESBR category stage. I feel like this unironically has to be sped up to double speed just because of how slow this takes. The Revenge category is interesting. I always kind of like to talk about the categories that we have at hand. There's a certain unit who's green. He's kind of like a lightish tint of green and he turns orange. He is a unit that you can run in here, but obviously if you guys don't know, I don't have him. And LR Golden Freeze is on the thumbnail, and I don't have him either. So 2022 into 2023 has not been too kind to me, but worldwide was very nice to me. So I can't really complain there, but you know, when you're not just wailing out on every banner, you kind of just got to take what you can get and be grateful for what you do have, right? I think that's one lesson I've kind of learned as a more free-to-play player in this game, that you kind of have to just take what you have and be grateful for it, right? Because if you don't, you're just going to have a bad time, right? So the Revenge ESBR category, this stage is finally out. It's been a minute, so I'm kind of glad that we're finally able to take a look at it. Let's go ahead and do what we usually do and pull up the category as this is running. Just kind of give you a general idea of what we're looking at, what we're cooking with, so to speak. It's a good category, right? The problem is, though, when you look at it, the leader is very, very suspect. If you guys don't know, the main leader for this category is, in fact, AGL Bardock. So if you know anything about AGL Bardock, you know he's just a debacle. Maybe I'll throw in at this point the kind of quick run that we had. Nah. So basically, I'm not going to do that. Basically, what happened was, even with a Whis active, he took 50k on a normal, then like 500k from a super, and then 50k on another normal. We were dead, so to speak. So, I'm just going to go ahead and pull up, and you guys aren't going to see this, but I'm going to go ahead and pull up what people were using for this specific category, people on the friends list that kind of know what they're doing, right? What people were doing were Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. We have Tech Piccolo. This guy's got him rainbowed. Shout out to him. I don't know who he is, but his name is Japanese, so I have no clue. But yeah, so double Bardock just was not a feasible option for me. But you guys can see the team that I used. It took about 15 minutes to complete. But basically, what's cool about this team is you can just run all the metal coolers. Like, that's all you got to do. You run two of them, and he'll get the job done. That's basically it, right? 2 LR metal coolers, free-to-play metal coolers, that's all you need. So that's the beauty of this team, right? You don't need to have like a mega whaled out all rainbowed team, because the whole team's going to be rainbowed as is if you just run the free-to-play metal coolers, right? And then I think the Easy A for Int metal cooler, the free-to-play one, I do believe he is a JP exclusive still for his Easy A. Yeah, it's not out on global. It's been out for 7 months. What are we doing? Almost 8. So yeah, basically overall that this... what you guys are going to see in the end, we don't have to use that many items because the last fight is one boss. And if you guys know anything about those one boss fights, it's just, you know it's not going to take a really long time. Or it is going to take a really long time when you don't have a lot of the offensive prowess that you normally would have for something like, you know, a 5 enemy fight where it's like you do any super, it's basically guaranteed to kill, right? So there is that, so that's obviously good. And it's just good overall, I'd say, when these kind of things happen, when the category kind of works out really nicely. But, you know, that's all I really got for you with that. So, looking at some of the options on the team here, we have a bunch of Golden Friezas, we have a Piccolo, we have we have some Toa stuff, we have Heroes things, we have Ultimate Gohans, we have Metal Cooler, we have Garlic Jr., we have Kid Goku, we have Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Bardock and his Easy A. We have a couple Trunks units. We have Trunks and Mai, who are a decent support, or a decent, like, stun utility option. We have LR Golden Frieza, who's just an absolute animal. We have the free-to-play AGL, or STR Frieza. We have the physical Mecha Frieza. We have the new Extreme Int Cell Easy A over on the JP side, who is just absolutely bonkers. Just going to show you the next level of kind of what we're going to be seeing with Easy A's going forward, I think. With these premium Dokkan Fest LR Easy A's finally kind of getting the love that they deserve, I'd say. We've kind of seen some interesting ones recently, but now that we kind of have like a nice setup going, I do think that's important, because I think we're on the verge of a power creep, and a big one with this anniversary, right? Like we've talked about kind of how we saw with the anniversary last year with the Red Zone, kind of we saw the unit power creep, right? But what we're about to see is that again, because we have just a plethora of units that are just really, really good, right? And we're just thinking, like, what the hell are they doing with these units? Why are they so good? And it's like, surely the content creep has to kind of happen, right? Where it's like, you know, the bosses are doing more. And I think the Gamma Red Zone stages are going to be a really good indication, as well as the Cell Max kind of thing that came in the data download. that's going to be an extremely good indication to see where we're at in terms of how these stages are going to be, because they're not just making this Gohan hit for, 40 million or whatever when you build them up with Goku around just for like nothing, right? Like, surely there's a good reason for this, and it's got to be because the content that is going to be coming, it requires it, right? Because I had a buddy of mine said a quote, like he said, this isn't like his quote, but he mentioned a good point where it's like the best defense is a good offense, right? And then, like, sometimes you can say the other thing, right? So when you think about that, it's like, yeah, Kid Gohan's is going to be doing so much damage in Super Saiyan 2 to the point where it's like, you can't take damage if the enemy is dead, right? And that's kind of the idea that you want to run with him, right? But now that we're in the last stage, I guess we could go ahead and talk about this. Basically, you guys are going to see the strategy I'm doing is I'm trying to stay on the kind of 8 to 12 key side of things with Metal Cooler as long as possible, and then use like the free-to-play Mecha Frieza and his additional super attacks just to cheese the attack lowering, right? Like, just to use, because like if you look, we don't use that many items in the run. I think we only use 3, and that's just because this is a really slow team. That's what makes it easy. Like, usually it's a good thing when a stage is slow, because you know it's not going to be overall that difficult because you can just cheese it. Like I said, we're just doing attack lowering. We're doing all kinds of things to just limit what Chilled can do rather than, trying to just take him out with power, right? Because I just simply don't have the team with no LR Golden Frieza, no Orange Piccolo. It just makes it tough, right? So what we're doing instead is we're running the full like Wicked Bloodline setup where we have, a Metal Cooler here, a Mecha Frieza there. We have a couple free-to-play units in here. We have both the double Golden Friezas for damage reduction. Just stuff like that to go ahead and make things a little bit simpler on us. But, this is just essentially comes down to being a war of attrition. Just taking our time, doing as much attack lowering as we can. Maybe what you could also do is run some, like, stunners and keep him, like, sealed, because you have 2 stunners. You could just keep him stun locked because it's only 1 enemy, right? You don't have to worry about anybody else attacking you. But you're seeing slowly but surely we are taking down that HP bar. So before you know it, we will have it all done. But not too hard of a run. I think this was my second try because the first try I tried double Bardock and that just did not work. Literally just died like frame 1. So I was like, okay, well, let's just go ahead and ignore that and we'll move on to the next one, right? So I wasn't really focusing on that at that point, and I was just like, let's just go ahead and get through with this run. And you guys will see. What do I always like to say in my Dokkan videos? You guys are seeing it, so obviously the strategy that I'm using here with all the attack lowering and all that fun stuff works. Don't sleep on this free-to-play Mecha Frieza, by the way. You guys are seeing he's doing double supers, double attack lowering, all that stuff like that. He doesn't need to have 12 key to do a super attack and get that attack lowering. He's just doing a lot, right? So kind of talking at the 200% pace that the gameplay is at right now, but you guys are going to start seeing now that we have like Metal Cooler just a little bit more built up. We can go ahead and start doing a little more damage with him, and we still do have the active skills with both of the other Metal Coolers that are on the field here, so just a lot of different options to do slight damage and just kind of lull him to death, right? Like, Chilled surely is just getting bored of just how like slow this fight style is, and that's when you strike, right? Go ahead and do all your damage in 1 blow or in a couple, and then eventually you pounce when you get the chance. So revenge category, Extreme Super Battle Road, all taken care of. No item run, not really too worried about that. That's not really my thing with Extreme Super Battle Road, just because it's very category limited and whatnot. But if you guys want to see it, maybe I could take a stab at it. I'm not sure, but you guys are going to see we get the Metal Cooler active skill finish with the LR Carnival Metal Cooler. So still tried to catch a fast one on me right there, that 350k, but that's all I got for you in this one. Let me know down below what you guys are going to do when this stage comes to global. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of the Dokkan content that I post. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and I'm out.